big of a story as it was is, like fucking global.
Yeah, just woke up.
Mad interesting to me. I was about to go to sleep and this just woke me up.
News.
Yeah,
I bet you they was watching this shit in other countries and
but
around the
but see,
world.
but that's
It says multiverse mania. It's the movie trope of the moment, but it's possible that there are alternate realities with different versions of our lives. And could we ever be able to hop between them? That's interesting, right? It says, but is it possible that there are alternate realities with different versions of our lives? And could we ever be able to hop between them? That's kind of like what we were saying last night, too.
hmm because I mean that's one thing that I mean it would be nice to flirt with, but I mean
And would that be traveling in time? That's one of the things I'll be thinking about when they do the time travel stuff. Are they not really traveling in time, or are they just really just going to another dimension where the time stamp is at a different point?
yeah, I don't know, and like I've heard different scenarios about it because like some people say like we already exist in these different realms, like we have lives that's going on in these different places, but you know we just like I don't like how does that even like to me like that does how does that work? Because like my real life is my life force, my soul, what energizes this body. So
Yeah,
if
but
I'm
who's to
exist,
say your soul can't energize multiples? And it's the whole idea of the multiverse. Because honestly, science has already came to that conclusion that that's more likely than it just being like one universe. The idea of the multiverse, because when you think about the universe and we can't see the edge of it in any direction, so as far as we know there is no end to it. So then that's where the idea of the multiverse kind of like comes in to play, because you know the infinite, literally infinite, like everything infinite. So even there's infinite yous in the universe because you're in this one. Theoretically, there could be infinite number of yous. You understand?
I hear you, but I'm looking. I need proof
Yeah.
that I need some proof. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean I like to wander and dream and consider these different things. But at the same time, I mean, I can't wrap my finger around it because it's like, you know, I'm never gonna say impossible because, like, I think that almost anything is possible. But I would love to experience it so I can really say, oh yeah, this happens and that happens, and if you do this thing, you can kind of surf through whichever world you want to be in. Because I'm definitely gonna move to one that where what I'm saying I'm the most productive and like I I don't know if I would want to go back and forth. Maybe I've chosen the best life already. I don't know.
Right.
Like
There you go. And then maybe you can't really go back and forth really because the other one is you and it's just going. And that one is going in the best life that it has. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Just all different versions of you, which is really just you because everything is infinite. That's the idea of it. Let me read some of
Yeah.
this. It says at the start of the 2021 film Spider-Man: No Way Home, Tom Holland's Spidey has Doctor Strange cast a spell so people will forget that he is Peter Parker. The enchantment, though, becomes corrupted and opens a gateway to alternate universes, allowing in many of Web Slinger's nemesis. Thankfully and delightfully, it also pulls through versions of Spider-Man from other films, the ones played by Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. The costume trio the costumed trio stop the bad guys and send everyone back to where they came from. If you visited your multiplex or turned on your TV in the last few years, you've seen the idea of the multiverse emerge as the hot storytelling device, with takes appearing in Star Trek, Caroline, Source Code, and other films, including another Marvel entry, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. This theory of physics postulates that there are an infinite number of worlds and yous out there, all alike but oddly different. The appeal is clear. Wouldn't it be great if you could glom onto the best form of yourself and the best version of your reality? And wouldn't it satisfy a basic human curiosity to see what would happen if you had taken a different fork at one of life's crossroads? Surprisingly, the most modern premise has ancient roots. In the 5th century BCE, ancient Greek philosophers called atomists believed that atoms were the smallest pieces of matter and the world was just an accident created by colliding atoms which created parallel worlds. Metrodorus of Chios said, "It seems absurd that in a large field only one stalk should grow, and that in infinite space only one world exists." And as Democritus wrote, "There is an unlimited number of cosmoi worlds, and some are similar to this one, and some are dissimilar." Let me read some more. This view was replaced in the 2nd century with Ptolemy of Alexander's belief in one and only one solar system, the Earth at its center. The thought of a singular cosmos held until the 13th century, when Etienne Tempier, a bishop of Paris, wrote that since God is all powerful, he could create as many worlds as he wants. The first literary advocate for this idea of multiple worlds may have been the master of supernatural literature, Edgar Allan Poe, who in 1848 wrote in his Eureka, a prose poem, that there does exist a limitless succession of universes, more or less similar to that of which we have cognizance. It is abundantly clear that, having had no part in our origin, they have no portion in our laws. They neither attract us nor we them. Their material, their spirit is not ours, is not that which obtains in any part of our universe. They could not impress our senses on our souls. Yep. And what do you think?
Um, like I still need some proof, and I think I mean the assessment that they make they're making, I think is like they've given a lot of great possibilities. Like they clearly thought about it, but it's still it's just hypothetical.
Yeah.
What you think? I mean, Emma.
I like the idea of the multiverse. I really do. And I've done a lot of freaking research or studying or in this area. And I could talk about this stuff for a long time because it's like the membranes. They talk about the membranes and the membranes touching each other. Anyways, that shit is fucking, that shit is fucking blows my mind. It's just, I love to think about this stuff. That's all. I really love
Yeah.
it.
No, yeah, it's a cool subject.
I love it, love it, love it, love it.
Yeah,
Can
like,
they
and
ever prove that there's other universes? Maybe. Maybe some people out here already know. And when they talk about portals, maybe that's what it is. It's a gate. You ever watch that show Stargate?
no,
Oh, damn. Star Trek Stargate.
no, I got some friends that watch it, and you know,
I used to watch it back in the days. And just all that stuff. It's just super, super interesting to me. Because, like, in that show, it was like a military people, like these Stargates were random place, but there's always like a military that protects it. And mostly no one knows about it, really. If you came over there, then the military's going to be on your ass just because you're in that area. And so, but then some segments of the society knows about it, and then it's some segments of the other societies in the other realms or whatever that know about it, and they communicate with the other people in the other realms. Like, sometimes there's wars and stuff with them, and just like all kinds of drama that there would be related to that. Super
Hmm.
interesting. Super interesting. Because the idea of the Stargate was not going to other dimensions. It was about moving over a large period, space, traveling as further than you could possibly, even physically or with some kind of ship or whatever. And then that
Hmm.
idea of it makes a lot of sense because, when we was talking about UFOs earlier, and it's like I was reading about that, and they were saying like an advanced species or whatever maybe wouldn't even move that way at all. And like they're saying like maybe those ships are just used to carry goods or whatever, something like that. They're like worker ships, like kind of like our ships that we do on the ocean,
Well,
carrying barges and
they've
stuff.
always talked about, like, throughout history, they've always talked about how they would come here for, like they pretty much use us to be the miners, the slaves that mine the gold, the platinum, the
Right.
different
But
minerals that they need for their planet. That maybe they are like cargo UFOs that's coming to pick
yeah,
up they.
but the way that what I'm trying to get to the point is though, but the way the actual people or beings move have nothing to do with the ships, nothing to do with them at all. And that's the idea related to like these stargates. You know what I'm saying? In the old Star Trek, the Next Generation, they had the what the hell was that thing called? They stand in it, and it just kind of like breaks them into pieces, right, and then moves them to wherever they're gonna go, like the computer, and it basically happens instantly, right? So it's like
Hmm.
this is the idea of like moving through this Stargate where instead of taking a ship to somewhere, you just go to this gate and you open it and you walk through it and you're at the destination. Because see, the thing can be set to different destinations, kind of like a
I
clock or something.
Yeah, I get it, and but I think that this is more of like the conversation we had last night, where it's more mental than it is physical. Because, like, I mean, traveling, in the 3D world is different than these different portals, or these access points that you're able to, what they're showing on TV. They're showing it to us in a physical way, but I think that a lot of these things, us visiting these different realms, is actually, with just the mind, and through sleep, or even like maybe even our subconscious mind, where most of our power is to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm like, okay, it's it sounds great, but is this something that we're really talking about on a physical, like, totally, like, my body leaving this world and showing up in another world?
Right. That is what
So
we're talking about when we're saying the gates.
Dime qué tú quieres, papi. ¿Quieres que lo mueva para ti? Mueve, mueve. ¿Te gusta cuando me muevo así? Así.
Related to the Stargates. Some of this.
The victor. It is a pioneer, an innovator. It took a land without a people and made it blossom at the hands of a people without a land. Israel is necessary. Israel is a haven.